Hi there, Zsoka here from A Pocket Full of Happiness, and in this video I'm going to show you a new die set that's perfect for the plant lover. It's called Pot It Like It's Hot, and you will see two different ways I created these potted plants. This first one, you can see that you can actually use just the base die cut, or like me, you can also add tiny little leaves in different colors to make it more colorful and dimensional. And what I will mention here is that while you might not be able to see it very well here, there are actually 3 different sizes for those little leaves. So you can mix and match, it's not so uniform. Now you can create a standing pot like this one here. My parents used to have things like this when I was a kid, all these metal stands. And then the Monstera leaves are heart-shaped, as you can see, and I cut them from a variety of greens just to make them more fun. And I added 3 different, 3 stems basically to this one first, but I actually wanted to add 4, and I didn't like the placement, so I changed that 3rd one first, and now I'm gonna figure it out how I'll add that 4th one later. For my next plant, I'm also going to be using 3 stems, and just to make it really full. And as you can see, I actually used a paper that is already embossed, so I did not emboss that pot. It's from Basil. I don't know if it still exists. I had some older scraps, and it's the same with this light pink one. And these ones are going to be hanging pots, but otherwise I actually created the same kind of plants as before. I'm just trying to figure out how to place them, to be kind of in front and then behind the I never even think through what I want to say in these videos, and then I don't know if I actually know the words or I don't. So that part that's hanging, the rope part on the top, is what I sometimes want to place in front of the plant and other times behind, just so that it gives you a more dimensional look, basically, if that makes any sense. And yeah, for both of the cards, I'm creating 2 of these plants, and actually both cards are design-wise the same. They just have different die cuts on them. So one of them I am, by the way, both of them are 5 by 7 inches as well. I really didn't create a lot of A2 size cards this time. So first of all, I created my card base, then I added a 5 by 7 pink panel on top, and then I realized that I want to have something at the bottom to place my plants on, kind of like a floor and wall behind them, if that makes sense. And also I needed some space for my sentiment, so I just decided to go with white at the bottom. And I often like to add, when I have 2 colors in the background, I like to add a thin strip of paper and in a different color in between the 2. No idea why. I just always feel like it has a more finished look to it. Then I'm adding some foam tape to my plants, and that's pretty much it. And then I'll glue them down, leaving enough space at the bottom for my sentiment, are which is going to be a longer sentiment. Besides, I'm using the mini alpha die set, which says mini, but I mean, it's compared to the previous alpha die sets that I had. It is mini, but it's not super small. So if you have already two longer words, then it fills your whole background. And for this one, I am going with a cheesy sentiment. Actually, with both of them, I'm gonna do that. But this one is going to say, "You are plantastic." And then I'm going to try to eyeball the sentiment so that it's kind of in the middle. I don't know if it's gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be good enough for me. Then moving on to my next card. With simple backgrounds, I like to add some texture, and in this case it's gonna be lines. And what I was showing there earlier, maybe somebody knows this, is that normal that this Teflon bone folder just loses its shape? I don't know. I mean, maybe it's normal, but honestly it really upsets me because I just bought two new ones and I find them super expensive, and then I'm creating these lines and half of the bone folder is gone. I don't know, it just I'm just wondering if that's normal. So anyway, I'm hanging my plants from the top of the card. Again, just like before, I'm adding some foam tape to create dimension, and then I'm just going to add some a sentiment, and both cards are going to be done. So I cut off that leaf there because I wasn't sure about the placement, so I wanted to change that. And now I'm also adding some foam tape to make it not just dimensional but also sturdier. And now I have an even longer sentiment, which is "I love hanging with you," which I don't think I had space for. So I am kind of placing those letters in a crooked way, going up and down, just so that I have enough space for that sentiment, if that makes any sense. And again, I added, or I'm just trying to figure out if I want to add a strip of paper, like a thin strip in between the two colors, the white and the ivory. And oh yeah, and you see that I would never normally just use a U instead of you, the word, like a teenager. But I had to because I did not have enough space. So just so you understand that I don't know, I don't like that type of messaging, or like, anyway, I hope I could show you some ideas again, and please check out the rest of the videos up on the channel today. There's quite a few, but they are all short. So thank you very much for hanging with me, and I see you next time. Bye bye.